Abbreviation of KSRTC. Even Kerala also says KSRTC is mine, and Karnataka was also saying KSRTC is mine. Okay. Karnataka that they can officially use. So, what is the issue? Like, what are the restrictions? Anyone? Hmm? Hmm. How it is in favor of Karnataka? Hmm? So, this is about example of a trademark. So, what is the importance? That gives a revenue business for them. Okay, if somebody else is using, that will take away their revenue. Okay, so on what ground actually you can use it? Learn about trademark concepts. Okay. First, Yaro. See, earlier in 1948, okay. It was Mysore. So obviously, Mysore government road transport department. So later it became Karnataka. So then it became KSRTC. In 1973, we know that Mysore was renamed as Karnataka in 1973. Okay. So the first, it started with obviously the state name begins so in 48 itself. But Kerala actually it started in 1965. But there it is Mysore, MSRTD. Then it became KSRTC. Okay. So what is the difference between a D and C? Corporation and department. What is the difference? Municipal corporation, department. Corporation will be acting like a private entity. KSRTC, see, their business and all their profit loss, it is like a private entity. Yes or no? Even though it is a government setup, but it acts like a private entity. So more autonomy will be there for corporations. Okay. That is the meaning of that. Hmm? Department is directly under government. Okay. Autonomy will be less, means it is direct. For example, so PDS district. Okay, Karnataka only registered it first. See, usage wise, Kerala was using, but here registration matters. Okay. Acronym change ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. They cannot claim it. Some small. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ and KSRTC applied for grant of trademark certificate for the use of KSRTC abbreviation. Okay. And they got the trademark. Okay. And also logo, Ganda Berunda art. For that, copyrights for trademark and copyright. What is the difference between trademark and copyright? They will ask in prelims. KS allo keltare, IAS allo keltare. Okay. Then what is the literature here? Means it's about your own creative work. It may be art, it may be literature, correct? It may be code, even programming, even your answers, what you write, that is your own copyright. Okay. So KSRTC logo and Ganda Berunda art, is it that copyright is also obtained from that? So, but later actually Kerala applied. Okay, we were using earlier, give it to us. So here it mentions first, while for registering the case, section 34 of the Trademark Act, which pertains to the first user rule. So this is also important. Many times, see, you are not, you are writing a novel, you are writing a poem or something, but you are not registering it anywhere, not taking. But it is not like that. Just because you are not registering, somebody else can register and take it. So first, here in case of acronym, first section 34 of the Trademark Act says that first user rule. Okay, that is correct actually. Poor users first, so they have to. But in some cases it is applicable, in some cases it is not applicable. For example, you are writing a book, novel. So there, somebody else, just because you are not registered, somebody will take it and copyrights belongs to me. They cannot do like that. But there are many cases they will do that also. Okay, sometimes in movies and all you will see, no, this my book is copied, my novel is copied, no royalty or nothing is given to me. Kelidiralva? They will be making movies based upon some novel, and they claim that it is based upon my book. So they have not taken permission from us. Okay, for everything they will not. On these cases, they will check who has written it. So claims. So who has written it, and evidence will be there. So based upon that, the copyright will be issued to those people only. It is not necessary that you have to go and register. But if you register, it will be safe. Got it? If you register, it is safe. If somebody else there to fight against you, then you will win. You will win. Okay. Okay. And one more provision is there. If you have not registered, you cannot also deny other person from using it. That is also there. One more. In that section 34, you are using it. You are not registered, right? You may be first user, but you may not, force other person or restrict other person from using the same acronym. Okay, so Kerala may be using it for the first time because at that time it was M in Karnataka. So, but you cannot restrict them. You register ಮಾಡಿದಿದ್ರೆ before they use it. If your name is registered, then they cannot use it. So, by this rule, you cannot force Karnataka to change it acronym KSRTC. That's what exclusive use of KSRTC abbreviation. Okay. See, with respect to use, they can use KSRTC because based upon this rule. But website name cannot be same. Obviously, first of all, it will not allow. For example, Karnataka, it is KSRTC only. There, they have to like Kerala RTC, something they have to, because they may say that I will do ksrtc.com. Somebody will say .com, .in, both you can, no, that is not allowed. Domain you can take, but that is not allowed because it will mislead the travelers, right? So that's it. So like this, now you have to work upon this acts. Okay, what copyright act says. Okay, who can get copyright? Until what time their copyright is valid? Okay, what is the trademark registration? So what is the advantage of this? Because your trademark is everything for your business. If you lose that, then your business will go away, or you have to fight. It is not like that simply will lose. But if you register, you are safe. Okay. So in this case, actually Karnataka registered and okay, suppose Kerala used and registered at that time only. Even Karnataka cannot even keep it KSRTC. Okay. Now, because of the benefit, this they were not aware. Hmm. Hmm. Obviously, it is the department who is fighting, not the officer is important. The head will be taking case. That means whatever the legal team is there from KSRTC, they will be attending, right? Obviously, head is responsible. He will be handling the case. Editorial ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. Okay. So HFSS foods, view it as a public health imperative. What is HFSS food? Your lovely food. High fat, salt, sugar. Okay. So tax HFSS foods. Why? Why we have to tax HFSS? Now it is also being taxed, right? Tax ಇದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ವೋ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೇಸ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ಗೆ, correct? So then what they are telling, tax HFSS foods? Okay, just like sin goods. What is sin good? You are like tobacco, liquor. Okay, that is called as sin tax. ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಟರ್ ದ sin tax ಅಲ್ಲ, SIN, sin tax. So this high fat, salt and sugar, okay, you consider, because it is also damaging to the health. So please put higher tax for this. Okay, but don't consider it like a revenue source. What is the meaning of that? You are considering for petroleum or liquor, it is like a revenue source for the government. To earn more revenue, they are planning. But for this, don't treat it like a revenue source. What is the meaning of that? The moment you put tax, you will get money, right? So then it will be a source. What they are saying. ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? So if they are saying that, author is saying, don't treat it like a revenue source. The moment you are putting tax, you will collect money, right? Then why they are saying that you don't treat it like a revenue source? No, money, whatever you say, money is coming to government, right? That is what they are suggesting. You increase the tax for this, where high content of salt is there, sugar is there, okay, correct, fat is there. For that you put tax and remove the tax on the healthy food. For example, natural juice. So don't put any tax on that. Okay. Again, there are juices with salt, means sugar content, as well as without that. So sugar content means you put tax on that. And here you make it nil, 0, or just 5%. That you put a 28%. Whatever you get there, compensate here, so that it will encourage people to consume healthy food more. Okay. So what data says, why they are thinking about? Obviously, ಇದು ಏರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮುಗಿದೈತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದೇ. But what data says, correct? So means how much actually the consumption of fast food is increasing, how much the salt intake is increasing, how many diabetic patients are increasing. So that matters. That is a biggest concern now, okay, in whole world, not just in India. Okay, so idರಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಡಾಟಾ ತಗೋಬೇಕೀಗಷ್ಟೇ. ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ಇದರ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೇನಿಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Okay. So HFCS foods is one of the major risk factors to host health issues that include obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure. Okay. According to World Bank report, worldwide 70% of all overweight and obese people live in low and middle income countries. 70% of the overweight live in low and middle income countries. Why? And especially in a 55% rise in rural areas across the globe. Tell me, what is the reason for this? Low income and even rural areas where we think, so that will be automatically they will be fit because of the work they do. So there also this is rising. Earlier we thought that it is a problem of rich. Obesity, diabetes, this is a problem of rich. Okay, but here it is, data is World Health Organization report is saying that. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಕೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನು. Answer baribekadre. Okay. So why means because of this consumption is increasing everywhere. That is also they are giving the data. So it is not just a problem of high income countries or urban. Okay. Non-communicable diseases burden in India is skyrocketed. Non-communicable diseases means all lifestyle diseases, diabetes, okay, BP, okay, even sugar. All these are non-communicable diseases. In 1990, it was just 38%. Okay. Now it is 65%. 38 to 65. The global burden of diseases. Another data. First para is completely full of data. 1.2 million deaths in India are because of the dietary problems. Imagine, which can be avoided. 1.2 million, 12 lakh people, right? 12 lakh people are dying because of dietary problems. Then, what about the, say, how much we are losing? Because for the health problem means we have to spend money, right? Because of this, how much we are losing? Because of that, we are losing 23 billion in 1 year. They are saying 17. Okay. So by 2060, they are expecting it is going to reach around 480 billion spending for the government. Obviously, citizens are unhealthy means government has to spend more for the health. So that this you need not worry. WHO report you have. This is, see, this survey varies. See, projections may not be accurately correct. You know, approximately like that you have to write. So it may be around 500 billion by 2060. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ದಟ್ ಶೋಸ್ ದಟ್ ಓಕೆ it may reach, it may like that, but report you have to quote as it is. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ because with authenticity there will be published, but surveys it varies. Somebody says for 23 billion loss, somebody says it is a 50 billion loss. So that depends upon the type of survey also. Okay. Then, so this gives us a picture how important it is. Nutritious food and also consumption of unhealthy food, how it is impacting our daily life. Regarding this, we discussed one more article, if you remember, Food and Safety Authority of India. So it is trying to put QR codes on the packets, because everything you cannot explain what, even though it is explained, you cannot understand. You open the food items, it is written like EY, okay, something, some code will be there, E757. What you understand? Even if it is told directly also, we cannot understand. Component directly mention ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೇನೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. In who will take that struggle to open that component? What is this? How it is harmful? At least QR code, okay, sufficient space, time, everything will be there, so they can explain in that QR code, what is the benefit of this, what is the side effects of what it contains. Got it? And also people won't understand. Usually that packet, it will be mentioning like 3.5 gram salt. Okay, that is per 100 gram, that is per 100 ml. You will be consuming 1 liter bottle. You'll not think, okay, it's only just 3.5. That is correct, but common man will not go depth. Okay, in this bottle this much is there. Okay, only 53 gram carbohydrates, right? No problem. That is per 100 gram or 100 milliliter multiplied by 10. So that nobody will do. So all these things, awareness is required. So FSSAI is coming up with a QR code on the every packet, whatever you sell, so that consumer understands easily. So that is a good step. So this article is highlighting putting to more tax so that it discouraged. Okay, people will be discouraged to purchase that. Okay, but I don't think. No, that is your second part. We are talking about salt and sugar, which you cannot ban. Okay. And there is a limitation, ban, everything is there. Okay. So, for example, some things we cannot use not more than just 0.01% of this, whatever you do. Limitation is there. Okay. You cannot put whatever amount you want. Example, monosodium glutamate. So, MSG, monosodium glutamate, which they are using in your noodles. Why noodles becomes like every time you feel like I want to taste it, I want to taste it, because of MSG. That affects the taste buds. So Nestle was being fined heavily. Tons of noodles were crushed. Okay, tons. Okay, how many tons? Huge. Bulldozer they used and crushed the fresh noodles. You know what mistake they did? Not about having more limit or something. No, by not mentioning this packet is having MSG. Just by not showing that, so it's your duty to tell that. You are not telling that. So okay, so it's a big loss for Nestle company. Later again they, after a big gap, again they release the noodles. Got it? So one mistake was very huge. So that affects the taste buds and all. So they feel like consuming more and more. Automatically it adds to fat and all. So that is the thing. Okay, so the taste makers are always work like that only. They alter your taste buds in the tongue. Everything, in everything they will be adding. Why you like popcorn, whatever you consume in, it will attract. In home, if you prepare, you won't feel that much this thing, because they will be adding taste makers which alter your taste buds. That's why you feel like consume it like that. Okay, even though your body does not require, you feel like that. Okay, in hotels and all, they will be using the taste maker. That's why you feel that is more taste. In home also you can do, but it is not good for the health. Okay, in home also if you add them, you will feel like tasty only. And ultra processed food sector in India. What is this ultra processed food? See, always raw thing is good for health. So that's why when it comes to frying and so deep fry anತಾರೆ, just fry anತಾರೆ, baking. So baking is always better. Okay, frying and these are all almost what we are consuming are ultra processed foods. Okay, say tomato in home you can make it directly chutney and something, but the ketchup or that same thing, processed food. Why processed food? Means they have to add something so that shelf life will be increased. Okay, shelf life. If you prepare tomato chutney, how many days you can keep it? 1 day, 2 day max. But ketchup, 1 month, 2 month, 3 months. So they will be adding something to the same tomato so that shelf life will be increased. Okay, economic perspective, it is beneficial for the farmer. Whatever, for example, mango pickles can be used throughout a year. Correct. So processed food is good from the economic point of view, because it fetches more revenue for the people, because you cannot store milk, so you will make it chocolate. So, and also value addition. For milk you are paying 30 rupees, for the chocolate you are paying 300 rupees for the same amount. Value addition. See, from economic perspective it is good. One side we are boosting processed food industry because it gives money to the farmers people. Other side, some processed food are killing us. So two sides of the coin. Al kudkondre, you are planning like, okay, increase the processing food plants, give them opportunity like that. This side you are facing the health problems. Okay, but all processed foods are not like bad things. Okay, see, for example, pickle. You are using salt to preserve it for a longer time. Got it? Salt is not bad. Minimum salt is required for our body. Huh? That's what 4 to 5 grams. Okay, per day. How much we are consuming? Okay, so that is also again WHO norm. 4 to 5 grams. That's it. Okay, if you eat one chips packet, then it's there itself will consume. How much? More than 50, around 30 to 50 grams. Yes sir, no? ಬಾಪ್ರೇ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೆಲವರು ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. Ignorance is always it says, oh, it is harming me like that. So witnessed a compounded annual growth rate of 13.4% between 11 and 20. See, it is saying the that ultra processed food, it is increasing 13.4% in 10 years. World's largest producer and consumer of sugar in 2022, country has seen alarming surge in the consumption of HSS foods. So again, we are consuming highest sugar. About 50-60% of edible sugar, salt and fat produced in India is consumed by the processed food industry. See how much it is diverted for processed food only. Sales, okay, and amount, they're telling amount how much we are selling. So they are talking about tax higher, in the higher bracket, so that the consumption will be reduced. But I doubt. See, in Karnataka, you all know that they put more tax on liquor to cover these freebies. Recently itself, saw news in Karnataka, the sales of liquor is highest, means increased by so much percentage. So people will not worry about just because it is causing problem. Awareness is very important. So part of curriculum, education, okay, understanding. So many people don't know what it contains. If they know, at least they may leave. Okay, so Coca-Cola, this is all completely not good for the health. Okay, so now Coca-Cola has released without sugar Coca-Cola. So healthy Coca-Cola. Okay, so because in market people see without going, that is also not good. Okay, but to somewhat attract these people who are diabetic, don't want to, so you also drink and die, that's it. Okay, and some countries are putting this tax. Okay, Denmark, France, Hungary, Mexico, South Africa, UK, okay, now we have dedicated tax on HFSS foods. Even Colombia's junk food law introduced gradually increasing levy on ultra processed foods, providing a model for other nations. Okay, so in India, Kerala also tried that fat tax, but after GST, that became part of the subsumed in GST. One tax system came. No, earlier Kerala also tried this fat tax. So why it is important? They are saying that negative externalities manifest as a social cost in the form of increased healthcare expenditure. So obviously, what is the meaning of externality? Externality means the side effects of it. Okay, what for a positive or negative? Some things means indirectly that is creating. That's why they are called as externality. Okay, by creating a park, it is a good positive externality. Negative externality, cement industry is there, that is creating health problem. So the externalities are like healthcare expenditure will increase. So it is linked to again poverty, more expenditure, more poor. And the diabetes and obesity due to HFS consumption leads to again healthcare expenditure only. So that's it. And here they are talking about what can be done. Put something 0%, something as 28%, so that whatever is coming from this revenue will compensate that. Government will get the same revenue, but people will be motivated to use healthy drinks. Okay, the moment it say okay, instead of taking juice bottle, if you take fresh juice, so that is zero tax. Okay. And above article is about article 370. So author is telling what is not discussed in the judgment. What is not discussed. Okay. So what is not discussed is after 2019, this order, what was the status of Jammu and Kashmir? How people face problem? How many people were under house arrest? And internet was, so actually we discussed one article. India has become the capital of internet shutdown. Internet shutdown is nothing but curb on the freedom of speech and expression. Freedom, it is a restriction on your freedom of speech and expression, because nowadays everything depends upon internet only. So in Jammu and Kashmir, continuous restrictions on the usage of internet. Okay. So that is, ಅದೇನು ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ರೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಜಡ್ಜಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ. That is also very important, because how much impact it created. In future, something like this is going to happen means how they should. Okay. So quickly we'll see this. See this one part, what it's saying. In 1953 to 55, when State Reorganization Commission, okay, State Reorganization Commission was planning for new states. So it consulted people where you want to join, which state you are ready to join. Got it? Widespread public consultation during which villages expressed their preference for which unit to belong. This judgment negates elected representative. So earlier they did it. Plebiscite allama, state reorganization, which state you want to belong. Not whether you are interested to join to India alla. Which state you want to join to Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, whatever. So state India alla, India join agadalla. State Reorganization Commission was planning to make new states, right? So it formed 14 states. On what basis? They have to draw the line, right? Boundaries. You need to ask people, right? So they asked. So they did survey. It is not like that what state. They did survey. Okay. Their preference is this. So based upon that, they finally draw the map. So this. At least you did not consider that also. Okay. Second, how many, especially 5,500 Kashmiri politicians and activists, including 3 former chief ministers, were put in detention, house arrest. Okay, not small people. So don't they enjoy fundamental right? 3 chief ministers. And section 144 was imposed, freedom of movement restriction. Okay. means curtailing that. So section 144, so that people cannot gather. Then only ground what you have accepted is because of security reason we are they have done this and you are accepting it. Okay, see, that is the only ground you are considering, nothing else. So in ethics you discuss about whether the utilitarian or deontal, that means path what you are taking is important or the end is important. Sir, it is doing good for some people. Ultimately, that's why we are doing. Are you not worried about that? So for you only important was security. Security is important, no doubt about it. But the path chosen, you are ignoring. No discussion about that. That's what they are saying. The blanket acceptance of alleged security concerns can be dangerous. Okay. So that is taking away liberties and fundamental rights of many people. Okay. Union administration could start new. It could restore statehood and hold. It could refer, return freedom of speech. But it outpouring of definitely people will shout now. Be ready to accept that also. Okay. But don't use the bullets and the prison bars to handle that. So they always preferred, soft approach. Okay, to solve a problem, so you need to be interactive with the people, take concern for those people, and solve the problem. So use that approach only. That's what they're remembering. Okay. So longer term, it would need to return to the blueprint for a solution that was developed by Vajpayee and Manmohan Singh. Okay. So they are suspecting current government is not at all ready to do that. Hmm? Maybe, I don't know. See, that is a complex issue. In 1947, the issue of Jammu Kashmir was something else, and now it is something else. Got it? What is the meaning of that? At the time of 1947, if you ask people, the composition, the demography was different. ಏನಮ್ಮ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಜಮ್ಮು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಹುಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ಸಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ 47 time the composition time in happened, composition change, Pandits moved out of the place. So demography is different. Now you cannot say at that time you wanted to do referendum, right now you do. No. Okay, it may become very complex because of the local support to Pakistan, to local youngsters. So many things happened. Not like who will decide. If you take opinion now, it may say like, okay, fairly we will take the action. No, it is not possible. Okay. So this is about new telecommunication bill. Okay. See, this government, I hope you have observed, each and every law, it is making afresh. It is removing all the old ones and making new ones. That is fantastic. But what it is doing is old wine in the new bottle. That is bad. Just by changing the name, nothing will happen. I have discussed this many times that CRPC, CPC, correct? All those things newly they are doing. Very good. But if you see the content, simply copy pasting so many old things. See where somewhere some things newly they are changing, which they were planned, means for which they have planned. That they are changing. Remaining simply copy pasting old one. For that purpose, new bills will not be useful. So if at all it is a new bill, thoroughly it should add to the contemporary problems. Address the contemporary problems. Okay. So that is what is the expectation. I'm not telling everything is wrong. There are many things which they have added, but it is not comprehensive. In common, I can say all the new laws. Okay. One is whatever they are having agenda, they are putting in that. Apart from that, many things they are not even bothering, simply they are copy pasting. Okay. So this is new telecommunication bill. Yes, definitely it is a need of the hour, because you know that how internet is changing, how many problems we are facing because of cyber world. So this is required. So now this is consolidating all the laws related to this. Multiple laws were there. So now it is making under one, that is a telecommunication bill. Once it is passed, it will be known as Telecommunication Act. Okay. So long-standing aim of consolidating the law for wireless networks and internet service providers. So different laws were there. Now they are making it as one. With 46-page statute that leaves existing regulatory structure largely intact, but they are not affecting the existing regulatory structure like TRAI, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. They are not touching. While simplifying bureaucratic procedures like applying licenses, they are making it easy, and permits for telecom operators. So, okay, that they are making because ease of business. They are supporting the business to grow easily. Licensing process are yet to be digitized, and telecom operators will have new way of dealing with non-compliance with their license terms. They are again making it simplified in digitized mode, while also having access to district and state level authorities for permission and dispute resolution when setting up their equipment and optical fiber networks. Okay. So earlier what happens, everywhere like this district, everywhere they have to deal with the officers separately. So it was somewhat complex. Again, there is no clarity once what they are going to do, but they are trying to dispute resolution and taking permission at the local level. So they are, I think, making it uniform, maybe. So getting the license, getting the permission easily. So by applying from centralized thing or something like that. Bill also lets the satellite internet industry. This is very important. Why satellite internet industry is important? For remote villages, satellite internet, remote villages, you cannot lay the optical fiber. So it is difficult in that area. Okay. So for that, they are adding satellite internet industry, how they can take a license, how they can put it. So that is one more thing. Okay. So remote areas will get connectivity. And one more important is that it will not need to bid for spectrum. That is very important. Remote areas. You know that 2G spectrum, 3G spectrum, auction will be there. Okay, they have to purchase. Got it. So those who provide internet to the remote areas, they need not bid for the spectrum. That means, so that is good for, that motivates them to go there. Automatically spectrum will be allocated for them. They have to bid and purchase spectrum. So for you to give 200 gigahertz, 300 gigahertz bandwidth, how many subscribers are there? Based upon that, you have to purchase the spectrum from this gigahertz to this gigahertz. It is allotted to Airtel, this to this BSNL. So they have to bid and take it. Okay. But those who are providing internet facility to the remote areas, for them, there is no bidding for spectrum. So see, they will fight for Bangalore because they know that revenue is high. For remote areas, nobody is interested. So if we want to motivate them, okay, if you go there, no need to bidding for the spectrum. How they will provide it, not yet clear. But no bidding, that is the, so that motivates them. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಹರಾಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಗೋದ್ ಬೇಡ, ನೀವು ದುಡ್ಡು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್. So thus putting India on similar footing with other countries. Bill has been welcomed by industry bodies for streamlining the regulatory landscape and promoting ease of doing business. Yes, ease of doing business. ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. And could possibly give much needed regulatory stability and enabling environment for the next phase of telecom expansion. They are also asking, so we want to expand the telecom. For that also make it easy. Over half of India's population is on the margins of the connected world, and bill could help. Yes, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 50% ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವತ್ತು, ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And negative part they're attacking here. So as usual, right to privacy. Okay, surveillance. So the expansive definition of telecom brings in the ambit of range of services and state authority over them raises the concerns of privacy and surveillance. The moment you are giving more expansion, more authority, and also comes the violation of fundamental rights. Right to privacy, surveillance. Okay, these concerns are not merely academic, considering past allegations of state-sponsored snooping. You know that state is, even America did it, India did it. State-sponsored snooping. That means you are following your own citizens. So you are seeing their data. Okay. The bill tries to deal with spamming concerns. Spamming, you will be receiving so many unwanted messages and all. So that they are putting some control. But it proposed solutions require additional compromise to privacy. To control that, it is linked to privacy. Okay. And internet shutdowns, like Jammu and Kashmir case. Okay, and must not be avoided just because they are contentious. So that is not taken care. Actually, that is bad thing. Taking the internet from you means taking your fundamental right. Government must address these concerns with an open mind, considering the what powers the text of the bill grants it. So this journey started from Telegraph Act of 1885. Controlling this started from Telegraph Act 1885. And regulation, later we know that continuously it is one or other laws are coming. Correct, no? So now this again new bill is coming, which is trying to cover everything under one bill. So positives, negatives, both there. Positives is expansion, making a license easy, permit easy, digitization, remote satellite. See, 4-5 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಗಳಾಯ್ತು. ನೀವು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ ದ ಏನು ಕಲ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಟೆಲಿಕಾಂ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ points wise, if you write, you'll see at least 6 to 7 points. So that directly you can use it, answer. One word. Okay. So this you read on your own. turbulence in South. This is about disasters and how administrations are responsible for that. So you can read it. India's ethanol conundrum. What is this? Ethanol. You all know that to avoid petrol import, we are trying to blend ethanol with the petrol. How much? What is the percentage? In case they will ask that also. What is the goal? 18 or 20? 20%.
20.
80% petrol, 20% ethanol. Okay, that is the goal. Why like that? Why can't we make 100% ethanol? Because our engines are not designed for ethanol.
Efficiency.
No, two things are there. What is the meaning of efficiency? One is engines are not designed for ethanol. New designs are required. And second thing, that's what design itself includes that, say, the, what you can say. If you put like difference between petrol and diesel engines. Okay. So in cold winter time, diesel engines immediately will not start. Okay. The mechanism of working. Okay. So same way, the value, the energy value of petrol and ethanol. Okay. Again, it is different. So the because of that, the efficiency is low. Okay. So what here they are talking from the climate change perspective. That is okay. That is reducing 20% petrol import. But here, what problem it is creating? So how ethanol is produced? How ethanol is produced? There are 3 generations, please understand, in ethanol program. 3 generations. First generation, they focused on producing ethanol from food items, like from corn, from sugar. Okay. Then second generation, they thought, okay, this is creating food scarcity. People are diverting sugar cane instead of producing sugar to ethanol industry because it is giving more income. Corn, more income from ethanol. So second generation focused on some plants like Jatropha plants. Third generation focusing on algae. Pachikatrithalapa. Other algae. So from the algae, production of ethanol. Okay. It does not mean that food-based ethanol stopped. This research is done so that you can do from this. 3 generations in ethanol program. But the first is still a problem, concern. Still people are producing from sugarcane and corn. Okay. Out of these 2, which is better? Sugarcane in the ethanol better or corn in the better? Sugarcane in the better. Corn directly it is used. Gone. Food gone. In sugar, at least you can use it for making sugar, then remaining molasses you can use it for ethanol. Okay. But in the why people still directly using sugar? If it is directly used, it gives more ethanol production. Directly sugar cane, more ethanol production. So diverting that to ethanol production. This is creating food scarcity. Like India, sugar is very important component. So if you are diverting sugar cane to ethanol, so on that only they are discussing. Quickly, I will show some data. Because in the climate summit, they are discussing about tripling the global renewable energy capacity by 2030. India faces tightrope walk with regard to ethanol blending target. We have a target. What is that? By 2025, we must complete this 20% target. Now we are at 11.8%. Another 8% need to be achieved. So in that hurriness, food is completely diverted means dangerous. Got it? See, they are saying that it has run into trouble with the low sugar stocks in 2023. Shortfall in sugar production this year. Because they are earning more income. Why they'll worry whether it becomes sugar or ethanol? So government should be careful. That's what they're telling. So government is looking to achieve its target, but how? You should worry. The NAFED, that is the National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation, and the National Cooperative Consumer Federation (NCCF), to procure maize for supplying ethanol distilleries, indicates emphasis on the transition. So the government-based organizations are focusing to divert that to ethanol production because government is keen on achieving the 20% target. But directly these organizations are involved means, please understand, where is the priority? So two major feedstock for ethanol are sugarcane and corn. Usually in Brazil, more sugarcane used for ethanol. In US, corn is used for ethanol production. Okay. So why it started there means because crude oil prices were soaring high. So they thought of reducing the usage. But that is side effect. Food production means used for this purpose. So here that is not so important. C heavy, B heavy, and all. So they are talking about which is giving more yield. Different processes are there. So if you do like this, it gives more yield. If you do like this, it's more yield. So that's what they're telling. Like B heavy molasses produce less sugar compared to C heavy one. So which one to be diverted? So you make judicious decisions. That's what they're telling. Which simple words, which gives more sugar output, don't use it for ethanol. Okay, first of all, don't use sugar for ethanol. Use only the byproduct of it for ethanol production. Okay, but only government can handle it. Farmers directly they will sell where they will get more money. Why they are bothered whether it becomes sugar or ethanol? So government has to take care. Okay, that's it. They're talking about. So in the light of this global summit, you are talking about increasing the renewable energy and so also address this. Yes, you can achieve the target, but not at the cost of food. Don't create food scarcity. When when there is no opposition, so all bills will be passed. Till now we are discussing about ordinance. Now using parliament itself, all the bills can be passed without any limitation. Okay. Okay. ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇದು ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ 5 ಐತಲ್ವಾ ಇವತ್ತೆಲ್ಲಕ್ರೂ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತೊಂದ್ ಬರೀರಿ ಇನ್ನು 3-4 ಬರೀರಿ ಒಂದ್ 20 ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ ಆರು ಬರೀರಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ ಆಯ್ತು ನಾಳೆಗಾಗ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾಳೆ ನಾಡಿದ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರೀರಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕಿಗೆ ಬೇಕು ನಂಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 20 ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ ಅಂತೂ ನೀವು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ರಿ ಓಕೆ